Hello, everybody. Uh, am I live? Testing, testing, one, two, three. Nice to see Smitty says we're live. Good. I'm going to trust that that's the case. All right, well, this is really cool because I know normally a lot of live streams start and you have to kind of wait for a few minutes to get some people in there. But since I set this up to go live last night for right now, looks like we already have between 25 and 30 people. So that's really cool. And I think we can start right away. So I'm going to say welcome to the first ever, the inaugural gschultz9 live stream. I don't know if this will become a regular thing. I don't know if it'll never happen again, but it's something I thought might be a fun thing to do. And I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat, but it's pretty hard. I have a computer set up over here, and I think Mrs. gschultz9 might be helping out with that a little bit if anything needs to be mentioned. But yeah, so I thought I've been thinking of doing a live stream for a long time, and this really seemed like the perfect opportunity. It's obviously scary times that we're living in, and it's pretty much it's weird because it's something huge that's happening, and it's literally across the entire globe. It's like the whole planet is under this cloud we're under. So I thought, well, I could do a live stream while people are pretty much trapped in their homes anyway, and it could kind of be about the current situation. It could kind of be sort of a fun, overall, I'm hoping this is going to be a fun thing. And I thought it'd be a fun way to do kind of like a family dinner using some MRE type stuff. In this case, it's UGR trays. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the main reason behind it. And just to show that we're not going to be too serious here, in addition to the UGR trays, we do have some paper gold here, as we've all heard of shortages of toilet paper. But yeah, that's just a little joke thing. And this is a serious thing. Obviously, this is a very serious event. I'm not trying to make light of anything. Another one of the reasons I wanted to do this was to give the community a chance to kind of check in. I know Old Smokey had a stream a few days ago, and a lot of people were, checking in there and seeing how people were doing and telling if anybody knew anybody who was suffering or anything. And I thought this would be another good chance for that. We can all kind of get together, have some fun with the gschultz9 family, and talk about what's going on, I guess. Just to let you know, I will not be using the C word, or the other C word, or the other C word for that matter, the original C word, because A, it's a family show, and I have heard that if you do use certain words, your videos can be taken down at worst or demonetized at best. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but I figure what the heck, let's not take any chances. So we all know what we're talking about. We all know what the situation is, and I hope people are checking in on the chat. I'm gonna put my glasses on actually. That way I can kind of see what's going on. And actually, can I get a sound check? How does this sound? I actually don't have an external microphone for my phone. This is my first time ever filming a video on my phone. Not only first time doing it live, but first time on the phone. So I'm hoping that people can hear. If anybody can just check in with that. Not much I can do about it if you can't, but that obviously wouldn't make for a very good video if there's no sound. Sounds good, G. Sounds good, sounds good, sounds really good. Great. All right.
Anthony says sounds fine.
Oh, and somebody on the phone said sounds fine. Great, so I guess we're going to get underway. And actually, what I did promise this would be a family thing, so I think I'll introduce Mrs. gschultz9 and see if she wants to say any introductory comments, and then we'll kind of get started. Oh, and the little monsters, the kids they're actually in their room. I might take a quick run in there just to show you what they're doing. Today we have various theme days that they pick out of a little pot. There's like art day, going outside day. There's all these different things. And today was build a fort day. So they have a fort built and they're watching one of their Disney shows, which is, well, I won't get into that. But anyway, here's Mrs. gschultz9.
Hey!
Oh,
hi,
boy.
everybody.
she's got noisy bracelets on. So
I've got noisy bracelets on, and I'm like 2 glasses of sparkling wine into this lovely evening. So yeah, no, I wanted to represent with the jewelry. What? Where are we? Yeah, Okay. I know. Yeah, so we live in a apartment building, and it really isn't necessarily a place where you're wanting to congregate around in the hallways or anything at this moment in time, but community is everything for me, and so I'm so glad the community is together for gschultz9, and also, you know, drinking some sparkling wine because it's necessary. But yeah, our neighbor dropped that off the other day, and so a big shout out to my neighbor Laura, because we're just all hanging in there for each other. And my neighbor Justine, who's an ER doc down the road, and we're just all thinking of each other right now, and so glad we get together. We can get together tonight. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is gonna be great.
I hope so.
And I'm sorry my bracelets are noisy in
Yeah,
advance.
that's all right. It'll add an extra aspect.
Actually, there's a story about that.
About the
Did I-
bracelets or about noise?
Well, I had a story like from ninth grade when my my English teacher, gosh, what was his name? I can't remember. He was so great, and we were so cruel to him, but he commented on my jewelry being loud in class when I was raising my hand and putting it
That's funny.
down. And I said, well, excuse me for accessorizing. So I'm going to say that to you. Excuse me for accessorizing. Oh,
Okay.
and this is the girls and I had a spa night the other night. So I did my nails because it
Cool.
made me happy. And
I did not.
Glenn, that's very sad. You should have. It was fun. And this ring is made by my friend Heather. Love you, Heather, and thinking of you. So,
Heather may be watching.
Heather may be
I
watching.
believe it's 11 o'clock over in England, so it may be too late, but hopefully she's checking it out.
Yeah, she's in my heart. So I wore that tonight. So anyway, that's my deal.
Yeah, and I was mentioning this is a global thing, and it's kind of tough to schedule something when the globe is 24 hours, and no matter what time you do, it's going to be inconvenient for some people. But I said between 7 and 8, and I literally went between 7 and 8, did 7:30 Eastern time, because I figured, well, that was sort of on our end because I didn't want the kids to be up too late. So it was basically because of that. I knew it would be a little on the early side on the West Coast, but I didn't really take into account the rest of the world. And like I said, I know over in England it's like around 11. And I do see in the chat that the Magnus is there, is in here, and very
Where's-
glad to see him in there.
Where's
And
Magnus from?
Magnus is from Sweden, and I believe he said it's like midnight there. I know it's the land of the midnight sun. I wonder if it's light there too. Actually, maybe he'll check in and let us know exactly what time it is and if it's light. I don't know. But for anybody who didn't see back around Christmas time, Magnus sent me a care package with a bunch of really cool Swedish stuff. Magnus is from Sweden, and my heritage is actually 100% Swedish. So I'm not exactly sure how he knew that, but he did. And he's been sending me Swedish stuff ever since, including this right here, which is it's just one of the most amazing gifts I've ever gotten. It's pretty awesome. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I believe this is actually a Swedish Air Force survival knife. I just thought it was a really cool knife by a really good company. But thank you again, Magnus. I hope you're still in there, and know that this is very much appreciated. Although I do need to find some way to get it sharpened. I don't trust myself. I'm not really, it definitely has an edge on it, but I want it to have a really good edge on it, and I want to kind of get it done professionally, as opposed to me.
Can you like have my kitchen knife sharpened before you do that? Like
At the same time.
what? Oh my gosh! All right.
Anyway, boy, there's a lot to say, but when do we kind of get to this, because we do have to have dinner, and
I have a backup dinner.
so dinner tonight is going to be a UGR tray. For people who aren't regulars of the channel or aren't aware, UGR is Unitized Group Ration, and they're these huge trays. This is 5 pounds 15 ounces, almost 6 pounds. Come over here and feel how heavy this is. Heft this.
Oh, it's like Grandma Dot. She would always say, "Heft it." Holy God!
So that's a lot. So this is something I didn't want to do on my own, because it'd be a waste to open this up and review it and throw it away or whatever. But we were thinking of doing a Friendsgiving at some point, and it just never really came together. And this is also, don't tell Mrs. gschultz9, but this isn't the newest thing in the world. But anyway, this
I've
is
heard that.
pasta with ground Italian sausage, which the littlest one probably isn't going to be crazy about the hot Italian sausage. And I'm not really a fan of real spicy stuff either, but I'm assuming it won't be too spicy.
Oh, but I am.
And
hot Italian. Did you
this
pick that because of me?
Nope. I
Okay.
picked it because it was available. But yeah, I can say, yeah, I did. That's it. And this is interesting because despite how huge it is, it says it's 9 portions. Usually these things seem to be 18. And to make it up for everybody, if they don't like that, for dessert we have white chocolate chip cookies with cranberries, which are also actually fresh, a little bit fresher, yeah. And also, just to really round everything out, this is an apple spice breakfast cake, which I figure we can also check out, and then we can actually have it for breakfast tomorrow. Oh, I mean, apple spice cake you can have anytime, it doesn't have to be for breakfast.
Oh my gosh, the chat is on fire. You guys are awesome.
As they say, it's not just for breakfast anymore. And we can also continue the MRE/survival/ration kind of theme tomorrow, and we can have Mountain House scrambled eggs with ham and peppers. It's a possibility. Anyway, I know we're eating it stuff tonight, so I know you'll be ready for some regular food tomorrow.
Easy.
Did you show? Mrs. gschultz9 has a side dish prepared.
Oh no.
Which is not a ration, but
No, I mean, I come prepared. I'm not an idiot. I need fiber in my life and vitamins, so I prepared some kale for later.
So anyway, the other thing about these I mentioned is not necessarily the newest. I did want to do a little bit of shouting out here because this stuff all came from somebody, obviously. And the pasta with ground hot Italian sausage and the apple spice cake actually both came from not YouTube, an eBay seller who's also a member of MREinfo.com. It's Tree Suit. I don't remember Tree Suit's actual name, but that's the name on eBay anyway. And I'm going to try to remember for the replay of this, I'm going to put some links down below with any kind of information that I might mention. So I'll probably put, if I can find it, I'm going to put Tree Suit's eBay store down there. I just checked last night and he didn't have anything up now, but he always has a lot of interesting stuff. He has a lot of MRE type things and a lot of military equipment like web gear, fatigue jackets, that kind of stuff, all kinds of neat stuff, and some other, paramilitary kind of stuff. Sorry, I got a little thing here. So he actually, at one point, was selling UGR trays. I don't want to say he has them now. This was over a year ago, and he gave me a good deal. I paid for them, but he actually gave me a good deal on the shipping because you can imagine how much this stuff is to ship. It's cost so much as to ship a regular MRE or a case of MREs, and the price was fair, but it was really high. And he actually basically gave me a deal on the shipping, which was really cool. I really appreciated that. And let me just show you what we have here. So this is pasta hut Italian sausage, 9 portions, and it has a date code on it of 5112, which is actually April 22nd, 2015. So this is almost exactly 5 years old. That wouldn't really be a problem with an MRE. I'm kind of curious to see this because I've never really done a lot of UGRs in general, and I certainly haven't done older ones. So it'll be interesting to see if it stays good that long, because it's basically in a giant retort pouch, but it's not. I mean, you can see it's different. It's plastic.
Can I ask a really stupid question?
Yes.
What's UGR again?
Oh, I did go over that, but I'll go over it again because people will be probably joining, and I'll probably mention it again. Yeah, actually, remind me to mention it before we start eating.
Okay.
It's a Unitized Group Ration. It's a huge box. It's this giant case that has a whole bunch of these in it. It also has drink mixes. It has serving utensils. It has probably plates in it. Basically everything, napkins, everything that like a platoon would need for a whole meal. It's kind of like the next step. Having a field kitchen would be the way to do it. If you can't do that, then if you have people who are like the cooks, they can prepare a UGR for everybody. And then if not, then of course there's always these standard MREs.
So how many people does this feed?
These feed between 9 and 18.
Holy.
I guess this isn't that huge, but I think it's like the desserts are more like 18. So this says on it 9 portions. These dessert ones are 18 portions.
Okay.
Okay, so what I was saying was 5112, so it's April 22nd, 2015, so almost exactly 5 years old. I got let's see.
Oh my God, Dub C said he's got numb mouth out of a 3 or a year-old one.
Oh boy.
Holy God. Let's see.
All right,
Is
I
this
will.
gonna
I
have
will
any-
try it. I'll try
Okay.
it. I'll try it first, and
Oh my God.
I mean, obviously, we're stuck at home. I don't want to get my family sick. That's not the point of this. This is more just have fun and
I
to
mean,
just
I
do.
am drinking, so that may help.
Yeah,
But
it's possible. So the apple spice cake, apple spice breakfast cake, has a date code of 6154, and that was June 2nd, 2016. So it's about a year newer, but still almost 4 years old. And then the white chocolate cookies with cranberries. These two both came from Tree Suit off eBay. And the white chocolate chip with cookies with cranberry. Did I say that right? This was part of a group of these that I got, and we actually reviewed one. The family and some friends reviewed one when we were out camping. It was the those peanut butter chocolate toffee cookies. Those are really good. And this sounds like it's gonna be good too. And these are fresher, and these came from MRE Nation at mrenation.com, of course. And I have no idea what MRE Nation is going through right now as far as supply. They may be sold out of everything for all I know, or they may have tons of stuff. But as always, I always like to say go to mrenation.com, see what they have, and it's a great company. They're still pretty new, and they're working out stuff. They're always coming up with new things. And this has a date code on it of 8146. So this is the newest of these, and this was actually produced on May 26th, 2018. So it's almost 2 years old. And I've had this for probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. So these were actually really fresh when I got these. I was going to say mrenation.com. If you do go there, and if you do want to order something, don't forget to use my personal discount code there, GS10. I'll put that down below to remind everybody. And with that, I hope it's still active. It should still be active. As far as the last I knew, it was active. And if so, when you go to checkout, put the code in, and you'll get 10% off for your entire order. And just want to remind everybody about that in case anyone forgot or anyone didn't know that. So what we're going to do, I'm not sure how long this is going to be, but I don't want it to go on all night. And first, you know what? Let's go see what the little ones are doing. I'm just trying to get this off the tripod.
you want me to get the girls?
Well, let's go down and show what they're actually
Oh, Lord.
in the midst of doing. And then we'll start preparing dinner.
Dark in their room. You're not going to be able to hear. Oh boy.
So this is the girls' room. Hi, monsters. Hi, monsters. This is their room, and this is their fort that they built. And they're inside there watching their, there's a hand, they're inside there watching their Disney show.
That's not a Disney show.
You believe it?
Nickelodeon.
Oh, Nickelodeon, not Disney. Okay, sorry about that. If you critters want to come out in a couple minutes, no rush, but we're going to...
There's like 2 minutes left.
Okay, all right. See you soon.
Bye.
All right, so that's the... Oh, another thing to show you, too. We're stuck in a pretty small apartment. It's about 1,000 square feet. But one of the nice things about it is that we actually have a nice view. And this is the Boston skyline. I don't know if I can zoom on this or not, but if you can see right over here, that's the Prudential building, and it's changed now, but it's the hand.
It's because we live in a bunker.
Okay, all right, looks like we're back. All right, sorry about that. I don't know how much we missed there, but
We technically live in a bunker. Like, our apartment building is cinder block and brick.
that's true, but we have a nice view. So we're gonna take this UGR, and we're gonna head into the kitchen. And you know what? Actually, that's something. If anybody has any suggestions, I've never really been sure the best way for a civilian to heat a UGR, because I know UGRs, the whole set comes with heaters that you like pull the string and it heats it up. But the last time I did one of these, I heated up, I boiled water, and I actually put it in the sink. I put the water in the sink with the trays. I was doing 2 trays at a time. So this time I'm going to just try to just kind of boil it in some water, which the water was boiling, but I turned it off. And so after a few minutes, I'll flip it over.
Hey, Lenny.
Yes?
Some people are asking about super chat. How do you do that?
Oh.
You want to ask them, Lenny?
Oh, I don't know if that's something that needs to be enabled. If you can't do super chat, that's fine. I literally have no idea if it's something that needs to be set up. But if that's something that
Magnus
can't be done,
just put it flat over the pot and steam it.
that's an idea. Oh, and the other thing too is the thing you wouldn't want to do is put it in the oven. That seems like the most obvious thing because it would fit in there really well, but it is plastic. You know, it's a really strong kind of plastic. But
Do you remember what happened for our daughter's christening? The plastic in the oven. That was a
oh,
disaster.
yeah, that's true.
we
Yeah,
forgot
so you
to
don't
take-
want to put plastic in the oven 'cause, you know, we've experienced something with that before. Not from rations, but
The smell
but anyway,
is
so
no
that
good.
that should be effective, and I want to get it really hot because the fact that it's kind of old. And,
Zed had another idea.
I
Heat a
will
big
try.
pan of water in the oven. Keep it on low after you put the meal in.
oh, yeah, that's a good point. We don't have anything big enough, but like, yeah, I think like what do they call it? As a roasting pan.
Oh,
We used to
yeah.
have one of those at the house.
We did. We
That
don't have
that
one
would
of
be
those.
perfect. Yeah, fill that like halfway with water. Put this. Yeah, that's perfect. That's probably the
Yeah.
best. That's the best method I've heard for regular people to do that.
Regular people. People who do not live in like
Oh, and I forgot.
1,000 square feet for 4 people.
I forgot. I wasn't gonna tell it. I didn't tell anybody in the family what we were gonna be eating
They want to say hi.
before this happened.
Oh. Ow.
Oh no! You
Ow,
just
okay.
you can actually talk,
What?
Paolo. This is
Just say
live.
hi.
All right, well, get your thoughts ready because I'm going to tell them that I forgot. I'm going to mess up a lot of things tonight, but one of them was that I had not told the family what we are going to be eating beforehand, even though they probably saw the pictures and stuff. And I was going to tell them that we were going to have some MRE ham slices. And this one, I guess they probably wouldn't get this joke because they wouldn't necessarily know how old this is. But this menu and this menu number 11, was only produced between 1981 and 1987, which means it's at least 33 years old. So we're not eating that.
Oh,
But
dear
this would be something
Lord.
for a
Thank
future
you.
review whenever I get around to getting back to the regular reviews.
Okay. I don't want to eat. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hit you.
Although I do have
Oh, everyone's saying
Oh,
hi.
dibs.
some Tootsie Rolls,
Tootsie Rolls.
and
Woo.
these are only about 20 years old.
Yes.
These are from a,
I'll take
I believe it was
Do
2000
not chew those girls.
beef teriyaki.
honestly.
No, I want it.
This is actually was in really great shape, and it came with two of these, and I had one. I put one back in the bag, and I forgot about it, so it probably is kind of hard, but it was like perfect at the time. So it'll be interesting to see how it survived outside of the
It looks
retort
really
pouch.
old. I haven't seen those.
It
Like,
does look a little bit
in
different than the new
Walgreens
ones.
ever.
But it'll be interesting to see how it's survived after being taken out of the retort pouch that it was in. And if anybody's interested, you can forget about super chats. I actually have, well, Gunda kind of beat me to this with a joke, but I have some toilet paper here. $2 a pack. Just kidding. All right, girls, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Bye.
Oh my god.
All right, I guess they're not too
What's
excited
up?
saying hi.
How do we?
How do we?
Do you,
Okay,
do you want to
take
be on
two.
camera? You can be on camera if you want. I don't want to be on
No.
camera, but that's the older one, and here's the little monster. You.
Hi.
All right. What is it? Oh, he's. All right. So yeah, this is something different. You know, we're just having fun doing something different. I have a few other little things. This actually could be interesting. I don't know how much stuff we'll get to, but I have two orange beverage-based powders, which are in the exact same bag, and they're both from Giannis Brothers. This one is from 2012, and this one is from 2014. And the one that's newer is actually, you know, when I feel this, it's crystallized. Which is not a good sign. This one is still powder.
Oh wow, yeah, you can really feel.
And so I think this is a great example of storage of MREs. This one is probably stored better because it's 2 years older, but it's in perfect shape. And this one is a little bit iffy. So you may not check that out. I was also thinking, as you heard, Mrs. gschultz9 is having some sparkling wine as a beverage. I'm going to go a little bit cheaper. I'm going to have some natural ice. I had mentioned this on the.
Cheers to you.
Oh, I can't cheers because it's not open.
Oh, it's not open.
Oh,
Bring it on.
All right, cheers,
you're
everybody.
just gonna. Okay. Cheers.
It's all right. This is going to be the video is marked as not for kids, so it's all right if we have alcohol in it. But anyway, I had mentioned on Smokey's last live stream that I bought some of these, and I mistakenly said I bought a 3-pack for $17.99 when I meant to say it was a 30-pack.
Heck yeah.
Because I had to get some supplies for
Yes,
being stuck
it was
in.
a 30-pack.
Cheers to beer.
I have a couple cocoa beverage powders, which we
What's
may
a
or may
cocoa
not try.
beverage? Oh, is that hot chocolate?
It's hot cocoa or hot chocolate, yep.
Chocolate.
And this right here is I was going to say Italian, Canadian fruit punch. And I was
Oh.
thinking of trying this with maybe a little bit of vodka.
Heck yeah. Now
That
you
might
got my
be
attention.
something to
no.
try.
Old Smoky's checking in.
And I was going to, oh cool, Smokey's there.
Yep.
And I also have tropical punch. I was going to do a comparison, but this one is fruit punch and this is tropical punch, which
you turn the
are,
burn off?
are a bit different. Turn it down, okay, like halfway. And just a lemon lime beverage, nothing special there. But I do have 4 MRE spoons, so we can all eat. I do have the tray. Actually, I was going to bring out 2 trays.
Okay, I want to pause and measure expectations here. Girls, are you planning on having this as your only dinner item tonight?
Yeah.
You are? Okay.
If it's good.
Well,
Just checking.
yeah,
And
it's good.
one final little bonus thing I just happened to just find. This also came from MRE Nation back in the days when companies could sell stuff with meat in them. Can anybody tell me what this is? Without Google Translate?
It must be some fish item.
it must be.
That's
It's
what I
gotta
thought
be.
it was.
I mean, like
What do you call
sardines?
It's salted bacon.
What?
Wait,
Russian.
what language is this?
It's
It's
in?
from a Russian
Russian?
a Russian ration.
I thought I could
So
read
that's
it.
something that
Swedish.
I've never had, and I figured that might be fun to open too. Yeah. Although one thing, this is another question I have for the community. The date on this is 10/1/18, so it's either January 10th or October 1st, probably January 10th, 2018. And I got this close to a year ago, and I think it was in date. So I'm wondering if this is a born-on date or a package date, or if it's an expiration date. It mentions somewhere on here with Google Translate, it mentions something about the expiration date, but I couldn't really tell what it said. So obviously, if this is an expiration date, I'm not going to feed it to the family, but we might take a look at it. Girls, you want to talk for a minute? And I'm just going to turn the tray.
Talk.
Mhm.
Okay.
You want to say how your life is going so far?
Hello,
2 weeks in.
everyone.
How are you doing?
Yeah, what's up?
We hope everybody's okay and.
Oh,
thinking of
yes.
everybody.
Yes.
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 Oh, let me get the other tray.
Yeah. Do you want to say how you've been spending your days? What's theme day? What was
We have
theme day
homework.
yesterday? Everybody knows it was Fort Day today, but what was theme day yesterday?
I don't know.
Spa day? Was that yesterday?
Was
Yes.
Spa Day?
Was yesterday
Yeah.
spa day? No, 2 days
That
ago
was
was
2
spa
days
day.
ago. Yeah, because everybody got to see my nails. That's when we did Spa Day.
Oh, mine too.
Oh,
Well, your toenail.
What about your toenail? That would be too weird. Come show your toes. What's tomorrow gonna be?
Oh, we want to pull it live on,
Oh, we
on
could
YouTube?
pull it live. Where is
That's not a bad idea. It's over
Yeah.
somewhere.
Where'd
It's
it
in the
go?
So while
Rayla's pulling it, right?
while the elder is looking for the container,
I
which
got it.
is he's got it.
You want to explain what we've been doing?
What? We have a theme each day. So
Hold on. And
can I open it?
well, hold on.
Yeah, it's
And
my day.
I know.
okay. And what happens? You guys take turns?
Yeah, we pick
picking the
it,
theme?
and then we do it. Today was Fort Day, as you guys saw.
Okay, yeah, today
or
was
some
Fort
of you
Day.
saw.
And the little one's gonna pick tomorrow's day.
Excuse me?
You're small.
Well, I mean you're younger. It doesn't mean you're.
This was today's Forts for fun.
I don't know which one.
All right. So this is always a process. You usually just don't pick
Find
the
a
first
box and make something.
Ooh.
Yay! I love this one.
So
I'm gonna
yeah,
make a
so
one. You make
we're
a
gonna
house.
find a box and make something tomorrow. So yeah,
So we mentioned before we live in a apartment building and people are doing with the stores all closed where we live, as they probably are near you. We get a lot of deliveries and there are a lot of empty boxes. So we probably have to be thoughtful. Maybe we'll put the boxes out in the sun for a few hours before we build something with them.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, it's normally would be a much safer idea of it.
yeah.
Looks like
Anyway.
CT. Looks like CT just joined. Welcome, CT, and hi to everybody. I mean, I haven't really had a chance to say hi to anybody because I haven't really been looking at the chat. But I see Tracy's here. It's Kaylin Strain. Smitty, I know Smitty's here. He was talking during the during the pre-party. We had a little pre-party, which was cool, where people were chatting before I went on. That was really neat to see, actually. And we're actually up to 87 people now.
Well,
That's
at one
pretty
point we
cool.
had like 95.
Oh, no, well, that was even better.
Wait, so what's with the toilet paper?
It's the joke. It's, you know. And just to let everybody know, I'm not a hoarder. I'm not a panic buyer hoarder. I like to have toilet paper in the house. And I'm also a cheapskate. I'm a big cheapskate, which is why I got the $17.99 30-pack of beer. But I like to have toilet paper in the house. I don't like to get a 4-pack. I like to get like at least a 12-pack. And sometimes when they have those Scott 20-packs for like $12.99, I'll get one. I won't get 2 or 3 because we don't have room in the apartment for them. But I like to have some in the closet. And it just so happened that while everybody was running out and while people were complaining about not being any, I went to CVS. I had a special coupon for $5.99 for a 12-pack of Scott, and I went ahead and got one. And then a few days later, they sent me another, one of those offers for a special coupon, and I got another one. So you have plenty of toilet paper anyway.
That's, yeah.
We may use this too. Speaking of Emory Nation, you might want to check this out.
Pretty cool.
There's a lot of coffee and stuff in here.
Me too. Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, that is going to be getting close to being ready. We're half an hour in, and we're going to hopefully be eating pretty soon, or checking out food pretty soon.
Oh, I like these. Oh, these little Taster's Choice things. I often take the girls backpacking, and we use these all the time.
I will say be careful with these just because
This-
Taster's Choice is kind of famous in MREs.
Really?
The different kind of packaging, but
This
for
feels
getting
a little
moldy.
crystallized. Yeah. How do you know if it's moldy?
You can see it on it. People have said it's
What do you
something
mean you can
else,
see
but
it on-
it's
like when you open it,
yeah,
you can see it on the
looks,
crystals.
It looks white.
Oh my god,
I've
that's
got a couple of videos where that
Okay,
happened.
that's
For whatever reason, like Taster's Choice is a good brand, but for whatever reason they don't really work very well in rations. And we have some more Russian stuff here.
Oh my god.
So there's some tea, Russian tea, I believe. Gasp.
This one family of 6 has 92 toilet paper rolls.
Ooh,
God bless you.
we don't have that much. I'm envious. There's some orange flavor hot chocolate drink.
You could have
I
made
believe
our
this is
forts out of toilet paper.
from an ORP, I believe. And off the beaten track. Oh, bacterial wipe. This is something that'll come in handy nowadays.
Ooh.
Not coffee or tea. And here's some, looks like Russian sugar. And Russian, this must be coffee too. Yeah, coffee beans. It's more Taster's Choice. Oh, here's something for the monsters. Candies. You you choked on one of those once, Minnie.
Okay, which one do you want? How about you have these two?
It is true. It was one of those strawberry candies.
Yep, she
Yeah,
has in her hand.
I have this one.
Oh,
I do
you
have
gave
a
it.
memory
What's
of you
the red one?
choking on it.
Wasn't there a red one?
Oh
No,
my
that's
God.
that one.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I choked on the
imagine that.
peppermint.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I remember it. It was bad. I couldn't breathe, and I was like scared. I thought that was the end.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't even think you might have been traumatized to hear that this Russian package is bacon because I'm sure you don't feel like sharing stories, but you have a story about bacon too.
Oh my gosh.
you don't have to get into
You
it.
sound so evil. Oh my god. Burger King, slimy bacon.
Wow,
You know the rest.
No, I don't think they do.
Yes, they do.
She was really little when I took her to the drive-thru at Burger King, and she wanted a bacon cheeseburger. And we got home and we were eating it. I'm like, oh, isn't this great? Because we don't get to eat fast food all the time. And she's like, oh. The bacon was like kind of slimy bacon instead of crispy, and it was sort of like sliding down her throat, and she was like choking on it. Doesn't sound funny, but it's just.
Okay, you guys have never told me about that story.
Yes,
What was the reason?
Oh.
No.
Well, okay. I don't think I've been to a Burger King since then.
I did
I
tell
don't
you the
know
other
if it's
story about having the
that.
little one on the stroller and dropping her on the train
Oh my
tracks.
God. You're so mean.
You little.
Well, it's your fault you were in the stroller. Like, come on.
No, it's not.
Mom, can I eat this candy now?
What?
Can I eat this candy now?
All right, that does seem to be
I
very
already
hot.
started.
But because the fact that the
Hot.
middle doesn't quite. Oh, I've gotten a lot of comments over the years about how I say hut, and the big one here agrees with everybody that I say it wrong.
Yeah. Does everybody think it's hot or hut? Because hut is only for Mickey Mouse theme song. Hot dog,
Diggity dog.
but not hot dog. See, that's not how it works. I don't.
Yeah, it's just the way I say it. Did you say hut or hurt?
Hut or hot? Hut or hot?
Yeah, did you say hut or hot? All right. Yeah, I think it's dumb, but I'm just kind of like erring on the side of caution and making it really, really hot. But why don't we
Hot.
actually making it really very warm?
Thank you. You can't even like say it. It sounds so weird.
In
Like
the future,
hot.
things things are really
Why
fairly
you
untidy.
don't have a Boston accent?
Some people would say I do. I
Controversy.
don't know. I
Whoa.
am kind of glad that in general I've stayed somewhat what's the word I'm thinking of, anonymous as far as where I'm from, because I definitely don't have a heavy, thick Boston accent. Not going down to Harvard Yard or anything, but some people have definitely picked up on it. I just was reading a comment today on an old video where somebody asked if I was from Central Massachusetts, not just Massachusetts, and actually was originally from Central Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the hut comes from.
Or maybe you just talk that way. Maybe that's just the way you talk. What? That's what I'm saying. Whatever.
So what's our theme for tomorrow, girls?
It's find a box and make something.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm gonna need
Well,
to.
we also have probably a few
Get in.
boxes in our apartment we can use too.
Well, like,
let's get rid of it.
I guess we can use the ones from the MREs. Those can.
Yes, and that is why you are useful, daughter.
I know.
Yes.
That's the only reason.
Daddy is emptying the boxes and we will put them to use. That's a great idea. I love it.
All right.
Thank you.
Guess what this
Oh, yeah.
is?
Oh,
I
boy.
know we already said what it is,
Chicken
but
pot pie.
now that we just had that conversation, this is very hot.
Dogs.
This is pasta with ground hot Italian sausage. Hot Italian sausage.
Stop.
CT's leaving. All right. Hey, thanks for stopping by, CT. Hope everything's okay there, and get a chance to come back. That'd be cool. But thanks for stopping in. I don't know who else has come and left. 96 watching. Wow, we're almost up to 100 people.
Oh, it was 92.
That's pretty awesome.
95.
Okay. Now comes the moment of truth.
93.
This is really going to be the bulk of the actual reviewing going on in this video. Mostly just kind of like having fun and
It's
know.
92.
just getting together. Oh, is Multi-Magnus 62 here?
Who's that?
I know Magnus is.
Magnus is definitely.
Where should I put my candies?
You were selling my Magnus.
I ate one of mine.
I was hoping that I was going to see
I still have
Magnum.
one
Oops, excuse me.
Oh dear.
I gotta keep an eye on the power on this.
Okay.
Just plug it in just for the heck of it, just to make sure. This crappy connection. I don't know. Okay, I need to check this thing out. Oh, that's funny. Oh, shoot.
I like the packaging.
What do you like about the
It's
packaging?
satisfying. Like
Oh, you know, one thing I wanted to mention
101.
as a
Dad, 101. 103.
Oh,
Why not?
Viola's keeping count.
it doesn't taste, just that little bit on the knife doesn't taste like anything's wrong with it. One thing I want to mention that I really appreciate about UGR is I'm not an expert on them. I don't know everything that they had. I know there was a while the Epicenter on their YouTube channel. They used to sell them when they were kind of easy to find. And they had a lot of different ones. They tried a lot of different ones on camera. It was really fun to watch. And the thing I really like about it is they don't just take the standard MRE entrees and just put a whole bunch of it into a tray. They're almost always something different. There's definitely some things that are the same. But for instance, standard MRE that's been around since 1981 is spaghetti with beef and sauce. It's a good one. It's a great classic comfort food. And it would have been really easy for them to throw that into a UGR tray. But instead, they switched up with ground hot Italian sausage, which has never been an entree in an MRE. So I just think that's kind of a nice touch that they they don't just throw in all the same old stuff. But here's a look at this. Wow, this almost looks like it was cooked in an oven. Well, I guess it was originally. You know what? Since we have it, it's right there. But let's see. I'll take you in here, and if we can get that to focus.
What if you dropped it?
That wouldn't be great. There's a whole field of pasta. Yeah, this just looks like it's rotini. So I thought it was going to be spaghetti, so it's even a different kind of pasta than what you usually see in most MREs. That's kind of cool, too. And if you don't, I apologize for the shaky camera, but I figure I might as well do this up close. You can see this obviously has been in the packet for 5 years, so it's kind of all jammed in there.
Oh my god.
This,
You
you know what?
eating this before we are, right?
This isn't as hot as I was hoping. I thought it would actually be steaming, so it's... I can't get it to focus for some reason. You know what? Okay, I'm going to have to throw this back on here. It smells good. It has that standard MRE pasta kind of smell. My camera may not be able to focus. It's not really... That's just unfortunate. But yeah, that standard MRE kind of... yeah, it doesn't seem to do that. Kind of a smell to it. And... let's just give it a try. I should have left it on longer.
Good.
It's warm, but it's not hot. And I also just gobbled that thing down. I didn't really.
I remember that.
I wasn't really being careful with it. But with some of the sausage.
I don't want to break my tooth because I didn't want to.
You know what? Nothing's coming off of this. I'm not getting any kind of aftertaste. There's nothing off-putting about it. There's nothing with the smell. So I am going to say that it's edible. I'm just going to start eating a bunch of it.
Wait,
And if I don't-
isn't there like 2-minute rule or something?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just going to start eating a bunch of it. If I don't keel over, then we're going to say that it's safe.
Wow. Dropped a bit.
It's a bit fishy.
Was it me?
It was a bit. Did anybody see the other tray? I think I brought... Oh, here it is, behind the monster.
Found it.
So I guess I'll serve myself.
It's a cool tray, actually.
You want to use one?
If me and
I only have the two.
Eliana ever do like a school video, we should use those trays for lunch.
There you go.
Eliana, maybe.
So here is some...
She might.
There's some good chunks of sausage in here. This is really good.
Maybe Mel and Chris, and Sarah and Molly and
Molly?
I do need to
Rita and Brett.
I do need to describe this. It definitely should have been a little bit hotter, but you can see these are pretty good chunks of sausage, and it has a nice little kick to it. Sausage is not terribly firm. Let's try the pasta. Actually, this isn't rotini. It's like that. What are these wiggly things? No. What are these wiggly things?
Rotini.
No, but it's not. Oh, okay. It's just the way it was packed in. No, it's more like lasagna. Yeah, it's like those Chef Boyardee lasagna noodles. See, it's all wiggly.
You have that on?
You see that?
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like maybe, I don't know, a modified lasagna.
It looks like lasagna.
I like that canned lasagna. I may even say that on the. I didn't even look at the ingredients.
Girls, does this look appetizing to you?
Kind of.
The funny thing is, as a kid, this would have been really appetizing to me because I was like Chef Boyardee kind of stuff and all those things. But we actually really don't give the girls that stuff that often, so they don't really even know like Chef Boyardee.
I mean, it smells okay, but it doesn't. I don't know.
And if I ever give them some, I'm always like thinking they're going to be like, yes, this is awesome. I'm like, yeah, this is really good. Oh no! Ah! Just kidding.
Do you feel tingling in your tongue?
Oh my
I feel all tingly.
Stop.
Is this like the most embarrassing night ever, Lena?
Can't believe.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And the spiciness does add it's a different dimension than you get with the meat sauce, but it's not overly spicy, which you know, they generally try not to go overboard because they don't want to, you know, they're serving this for like a whole platoon or whatever. They don't want.
Okay. Just a warning to your listeners, the littlest tooth may be coming out.
Oh.
So you may have to depart.
They don't want people who don't like spicy stuff to not be able to eat the food. All right, so I don't know. Does anybody want to try it now, or you don't have to try it on camera, but if you
Yeah, I want to try it.
Okay.
But I need like a separate container. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, no, that's mine. I would go get a.
What do you...
Can you get to those little kid plates
All right.
and whatever you want, a bowl or whatever.
Whatever.
I was gonna use the second tray, but it's just gonna take up too much
I'm
space.
gonna fill me up blue heaven.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go, and I do have spoons for everybody. MRE spoons, of course.
Going every which way.
Makes little noises.
That's plenty, honey. Oh my
Noodles.
god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, here's Mrs. gschultz9's. Let her try that out, and here's some for the creatures.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, it looks very rich and thick, and maybe that's
I think a beastie is just a little teeny bit. You can have more if you
because
want.
it's been sitting for how many years?
5 years.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing.
All right.
It's fresh off the conveyor belt.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's meant to.
It's actually good.
Mm-hmm. Now this is coming from Mrs. gschultz9, so that
Okay,
that
so
says something.
this okay, let me just say has nothing to do with like right.
You do have this in reserve too.
Yes, I have kale waiting for me.
And I've got this in reserve.
Right. It tastes a little bit like Chef Boyardee, I must say. Is that wrong to say?
No, and it's funny because that normally when you're talking about like food, that would be something you don't want to know. But for something like this, it's kind of comforting.
All right. I really don't want to have more of that because I'm sure it's good.
But
I
yeah,
need it.
that is kind of the standard description of MRE food, MRE pasta, is that it's canned pasta like Chef Boyardee or Franco-American.
That's what the taste is.
Whoa, you okay?
You good? What?
But it's kicky
Oh,
I see what
Smokey's here. I think somebody mentioned he's here, and I really have not been looking at the chat, but he asked if I told her about our adventures in New York. You know what? I did tell her a little bit, but I didn't really go into a lot of detail, and I just last night mentioned the Long Island iced teas, so that was
We need
that
a
was,
Long Island iced tea
that
right
was,
about now.
That was the adventure.
You can finish the.
Did you delete the pictures? Yeah, the pictures I'm sure have all been deleted. 2 MRE dudes taking on the Big Apple.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was really great. We actually had 2 nights together. Not together. We didn't spend the night together, but we had more.
No, your own spoon.
Huh? No, I'm not eating this.
I'm giving it to you.
Well, just put it down. Anyway, yeah, so I knew Smokey, Smokey and I were in touch, and I knew he was, now we can actually talk about it too. I knew he was in New York for his show, filming for the show. And I was about to start a new job, and I had a chance to take a couple days by myself, just a trip to New York. I used to love just going to New York by myself and just hanging out for a couple days. It's one of my favorite places. And we actually got together the first night, and it was too late to do a live stream. The whole plan was to do a live stream. It was too late to do a live stream. So I went out that day, and I went to like a bunch of Army Navy stores, and I picked up a couple MREs and was just seeing what was available, something to talk about. But we got together, and we ended up going to this bar. And we just had these deep conversations. It was really cool. It was really great bonding. And I'd never actually met him in person. Obviously, we've seen each other's videos. We know each other from that. We've talked on the phone. We've chatted. But it was really great meeting him. Or let's say it was really great meeting you, Smokey, since you're here. And that was really cool. And then the second night, we get together again. And he could tell me a little bit about the show, what he could talk about. And we did the live stream, which I think a lot of people here were there for that. And that was really fun. That was my first experience with a live stream. I didn't have to run it, obviously. I was just there as like a guest, but it probably helped seeing it going on.
2 nights you got to hang out with Old
Yeah.
Smokey.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said the first night was the bar, and then after the bar, we actually went to a diner. We wanted to get some fun diner food, and the one we wanted to go to, it wasn't the bartender said it wasn't open, and she suggested a different one, and we went there. I didn't think it was great, but it was just great doing it, going to there, and I got a pastrami sandwich, and Smokey got, I forget what he got, but that was great. That was a great couple nights. So, which brings up another thing. Has everybody seen Smokey's show? Because I know it premiered 2 nights ago, And I do not have cable, so I was not able to see it, but I was able to go, and this is for anybody who's having a hard time finding it, this may not be the best way to do it, but I went on to, through Hulu, I went to History's channel, and I was able to then go online and not subscribe, but kind of register with the channel, and it gives you the right to watch 3 episodes from the History channel, which is just called History actually, of whatever you want. So I'm going to watch 3 smoky ones and the Eating History, and then hopefully find another way to watch the rest of them. Oh, I see. I have some relatives here.
Yeah. Hey to the Schultzbergies fans. All right. Sweet. I'll keep reading if you want.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry for the silence, but there's no way I'm going to be able to catch up. Oh, Gundog's here.
Gundog.
Sharing a bed. No, I did not mention sharing a bed. I mentioned. Well, let's not get into it. But should we Gundog this up? I'm just kidding. Do you know what that is? No, that's when you take everything in an MRE and put it together, and that's not Gundogging. Gundogging it up is making things taste better by adding some stuff. Gundogging it up to the max is a video challenge, which I know Tracy has done that recently. I need to watch his. A bunch of other people have done it too, and
cool.
I apologize for introducing the world to that. It's a really gross thing, and I wouldn't recommend people to do it.
I've not had nearly enough alcohol for this conversation.
Oh, well,
Okay.
all right. So, what does everybody think? I know we heard Mr. gschultz9. What do the
think?
kids think?
At first, it tasted like the stuff we had at a store, or like the stuff Mom was talking about. I don't know. It was like pasta,
Canned
and
pasta,
then it was
yeah.
kind of then I don't know, and then it was like kind of spicy-ish, not too spicy,
Mhm.
but like I don't know. I don't really like spicy pasta.
You like it? What do you think, little?
It tastes really good.
You like it?
Wow.
Wow.
And that's coming from
praise.
the one in the family who really doesn't like spicy stuff.
I
No, I should say she doesn't. She
know.
claims to not like spicy stuff, but there's a lot of things that are spicy that she really does like. So that's cool. So that's a 3.5 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
We
It's amazing to me that you said 8 to 10 people. could
This
eat.
this does say on the tray, it does say 9 servings. So you would cut it up, 3 and 3. It wouldn't be a huge serving, I guess. How many ounces is this?
Is it the main course?
Okay, so in that case, you're
Looks like
expected to
crumbs
be
with
out in the
ounces.
field and working really hard and doing military exercises. And I've been in our apartment and sitting all day. So basically,
Yeah, in general,
2
that's something.
tablespoons is probably the caloric intake of.
Right. I never.
Okay.
I don't know how well I can see this, but we should have. If I was a professional reviewer, I would have done this. But here are the nutrition facts, and so this is per serving, nine servings per container, 460 calories per serving.
Oh, dear Lord. I'm glad I had a tablespoon.
Only 210 are from fat. 23 grams of fat. 137 grams, or 57% of your daily RDA of sodium.
I mean,
Only 20% of your cholesterol.
Oh yeah.
So 22 grams of protein though.
Wow.
okay.
So
well, that's something.
that's the
I mean,
saving
we need
grace.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's like in the middle of the night. Like it is Eastern Standard Time where
my
we
goodness.
are, and people are logging on, and it's like midnight and 11 p.m. You guys are awesome.
You rock.
I don't know.
Yeah,
how
I
you're-
definitely appreciate that.
yeah, that's really appreciated. This is an awesome community. Yeah, it's Old Smoky chimed in. Really high caloric content.
Mm-hmm. Which is what it is. What it's designed for. Like you mentioned, Mr. gschultz9, it is designed for active soldiers. This stuff isn't designed for civilians to just be eating on a daily basis. And a lot of people will poke fun of that or complain like, "Oh, too much sodium, too much cholesterol, too much." And the whole point of it is, it's designed specifically for people who can you hand me that bag? Who need this the top bag. People, soldiers who are sweating and burning all kinds of calories, burning all kinds of nutrients, and they need to get replenished. And that's a really good way to quickly do that. And that's one of the reasons why it has U.S. government property. Commercial resale is unlawful because It's not designed to be used in the secondary market. It's not designed to be sold. Obviously, there's hundreds of people out there doing videos now, doing reviews, and they can be acquired, and there's really nothing wrong with that. I mean, by the letter, it's illegal, but they're more concerned about people who are like hoarding cases from like a disaster like Katrina or something, and then selling them to people, and people who don't know date codes. They don't want people to get like a 20-year-old MRE like this one here. Somebody could sell this on eBay and say that it's fresh and brand new because it's in an unopened package. But as you can see, this is the old style bag, which they stopped producing in 2007. So somebody who knows anything about MREs knows that this is at least, was that 23 years old? And that's not fresh. There's no way around that. As it simply is not fresh, even if it is in really good shape and sealed. So, I mean, that's just a little, everybody here knows that, but little soliloquy on MREs and what they're designed for, and the fact that you can't really complain about it for having too much salt, too much of all this stuff, because that's what it's designed to have. It's designed to be something to fuel soldiers.
The end.
But sometimes they do taste really good, and this one does taste really good.
It does. Cool. Well, hey to Portugal. Hey, Magnus out there in Sweden. Oh my gosh.
I just saw
New
Smokey.
Orleans, Jersey, Virginia. Oh my gosh.
We could get into a lot of conversations here. I just saw Smokey mentioned, look at the regular MRE spaghetti. Says the nowhere near that high. I don't know if he's talking about the sodium, but that's interesting. And now I wish I had a pouch of that with me, because it'd be interesting to see how 8 ounces of that would compare to a serving of this. But I don't have one. I don't have one handy. I could probably dig one out, but then I'd have to be gone for 10 minutes. So that's the pasta with ground hot Italian sausage, or as my daughter would call it, what kind of sausage?
Hot.
Hot Italian sausage.
No, it's just hot. It's
Let me see here. It's probably will
Oh, Grammy's online, I see.
water, hot Italian sausage. Can't edit that out.
Oh my God.
Sausage, pork, water, salt, spices, including paprika, sodium phosphates, dextrose, sugar, granulated garlic, enriched pasta. Enriched pasta, it doesn't say what kind. It doesn't have the name of it. They probably put different ones in different batches. So that was the pasta, and I think that was a winner. There's not too many foods that you can eat that are 5 years old that you can say are a winner, but
that's pretty true. Actually.
right, I think that qualifies as a winner. Dessert.
You took
Dessert.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I
wait.
want that.
Viola wants to share an update with everybody.
Well, hey, we have breaking news here, everybody.
I don't think we should. Okay.
Is it in here?
No.
Oh, it's.
I was just saying that it was proof because she
Is
didn't
it?
think
Is it out?
was-
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
All
one
right.
of my molars that I didn't think.
All right. The little one, she's 10 years old and she's still losing teeth, and she wanted me to show you the blood. It hasn't come out yet, but it has produced blood.
Yeah, just.
Little
So
monkey.
there's some breaking non-MRE news there.
Let's open it.
Now, yeah, you just don't know about. Yeah, that's gross. About the dessert, white
No.
chocolate chip cookies with cranberries. Remember we had those ones when we went camping? Those chocolate
those were
chip,
so good.
weren't they? I'm hoping this is gonna be
They
similar.
were chocolate chip. Oh.
It had toffee in it. Remember? That was
that was really
yeah,
good.
that was awesome.
That was a win.
I'm expecting these to be pretty good too.
Ooh.
Look at that. Ooh, you can smell it too. You smell it?
Oh, those look amazing.
Oh my God, that smells so good.
Those
You
are
know
the
what? It's a
cookies
good
we
smell,
tried
but
before.
I will say it smells exactly the same as the chocolate chip toffee ones, even though this is completely different. Although it does have chocolate chips, they're just white chocolate.
Didn't we try these before?
Yeah, we do have some of these delicious desiccant packages.
Oh, I took 2. Whoops.
Oh, boy.
I'm just gonna have to
You
deal
like
with
it?
it.
So this
Old
is.
Smokey said he'll find he'll text you the info on the spaghetti.
All right, cool.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Smokey.
Okay. Viola's Uncle
Mm.
Martin had a tooth pulled today. Ouch.
Ooh, tooth
Hope
pulled.
he's okay.
See, we're awaiting a tooth to fall out, which isn't anywhere near as
Yeah,
traumatic as
that's
one being
dramatic.
pulled.
Ouch.
Well, I have
The cookies are huge. Somebody
That's what she said. I mean,
somebody mentioned that. Yeah, what's the deal with that? That's like a anyway.
here you go. Well, here's the deal.
Here's the deal. All right, we can try
I
these.
don't think I should
You wanna try
try
one?
it.
You know,
Yeah,
you
try
can break
it.
off a
Just-
little piece.
Yeah.
Here. Oh, I was just taking a bite. All right, let me try this. What do you think, Minnie? You're the
Really
first.
good. I love
Yeah,
it.
you've been quiet over there, so I think it means. Wow, the white chocolate goes really good with the cranberries. It almost seems like an odd combination.
Is there cranberry?
I should have mentioned that to you until you try it.
I was worried about the cranberries, but it's actually pretty good.
I know.
Yeah, it's an odd idea, white chocolate chips and cranberries, but
This one in here?
they go really good together. You know, it kind of gives it that sweet and salty sort of thing, or sweet and savory.
Okay, so it's really
A lot of chewing going on here.
yeah. There's a lot of saltiness from. There's a lot of saltiness from the cookie, but in the white chocolate and the is it cranberry or cherry? Cranberry. Yeah, it's very very sweet. So it's a nice mix, and they're super crispy.
I'm
And
not chewing too loud.
yeah, no, I think it's a hit. This is the quietest our girls have been all day, so
Yeah,
I would say.
I think the quietness speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm.
Linda, who's my sister, asked if the Magnus is from Sweden, and I don't know if you were here, Linda, when I was talking about it, but yes, he is from Sweden, and he also sent me. I have grease on my hands now. He sent me this Swedish knife, which is
Mother?
awesome. It's a really nice knife. I'm getting speechless again just thinking about it. I don't even know what to say about it, but Magnus is from Sweden, and he's a very good friend of the channel. He's actually supplied me with Swedish rations that I reviewed. I don't know how I would have found them otherwise.
So good.
A lot of great friends here. Gundog. He's been a friend since he came on. Smokey, you know, and a lot of newer people around who, you know, just put out some great stuff. Tracy's become a really good friend, just over the past year. And it's a lot of great reviews I hear. I think Eeyore was here. I don't know if he still is. I see Jesse Michael.
Eeyore?
Yeah.
When is the meal from?
Like my stuff.
Right. Actually.
What year is
actually,
the
no.
meal from? Somebody was asking.
The spaghetti, the pasta is from 2005. Is from 2015, and the cookies are from 2018. They're actually not even 2 years old, which in MRE terms, saying food is 2 years old doesn't sound good, but in MRE terms, that's very fresh. The apple spice breakfast cake, I believe, is almost 4 years old. Another month or so to be 4 years old, which we will check this out too. And I was telling, I guess the girls weren't here when I was talking about it. This was dinner, the pasta, and then a dessert. Who needs vegetables, although we do have the kale if anybody does need that. But this right here is sort of like a bonus item just to really be looking at a bunch of things, and it's apple spice breakfast cake, which I was saying that we can have for tomorrow morning for breakfast. Apple spice cake you can have any time, but it does say breakfast cake, so what the heck. What do you see in there, Minnie? Beeson?
How about applesauce?
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, Smokey has recommended filming with the camera before, and it's kind of like, when you get used to certain things and you just kind of stick with it, you become resistant to change or whatever. And Bloated Bumblebee, Gundog was here. I don't know if he's still here. I hope he is. But I'm just so used to doing things with a regular camera and then doing all the editing. And to be honest, that's part of the reason I haven't posted anything in a while is I have some stuff that's filmed and it just gets so, tiring doing that editing sometimes. And I have to cut out every every little weird sound that I make. And he says it all started more or less when I wanted MREs for my airsoft games and scout camp trips on how to use them. Did a search on YouTube and found G. Been here. So now that I love that comment because that was why I started. Another reason for this stream, we had like so many reasons. There's obviously what's going on in the world, the fact that because of what's going on in the world, it gives us a chance to eat some of this stuff for dinner as a family, a chance for the community to get together. Seems like I'm forgetting a couple things, but also
Lena.
it gives me a chance to mention, making me feel old, but excuse me, how long I have been around. In early May, it's going to be 9 years. I wish it was 10, so it would be like a 10th anniversary. But it's going to be 9 years since the very first MRE related video I put up, and that was this little one here. Just put your hand out.
Oh.
This little one here, when she wasn't even 2 years old, playing with a bunch of little MRE components, like just kind of shaking bags and playing with a Tabasco bottle, and it was like I was just looking for something to film and put up. I didn't really. I literally didn't have a channel at the time. I had registered. Sorry, I'm reading something. MCI pound cakes on the good luck. Yeah. What was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I didn't really. I was just thinking of putting up a video, and there really weren't MRE videos at the time. There was for people who were old school, who've been around for a long time, before Steve 1989 time. We should coin a new term before BS. BS. Before Steve. Steve has obviously changed everything, but in the days before him, for a while it was me, Gundog, and Kiwi Dude, and
I like that name.
we were kind of like the big three. There was definitely other people doing it, but it really wasn't like it is today. And when I first started, there was almost nobody doing it. I always mention that when I first started, my first inspiration was MRE Jap, for people who are really old school. I don't know how many people will remember him. And Ms. Spy. Those are like the only two people I knew who kind of regularly did. Actually, MRE Jap was almost exclusively MREs and rations. And other than that, it was people who would randomly, do all kinds of different videos, and one of them just happened to be a ration review, an MRE review. And I checked all those out. But what first got me started was that after putting up that random video of my daughter just playing with MRE components, I was interested in checking out some MREs, and I did the same thing as Magnus. I basically was like, obviously I'd had a lot of experience in the Army and everything, but it had been like 20 years since I'd been out of the Army. Oh, we have some information from Smokey. I'll read that in a second. And I figured that MREs had probably changed since I was in, but I really didn't know how much. I didn't know anything about them. It wasn't like now where everybody knows everything about MREs. And I was like, well, where can I find out, what's going on, and maybe check out some newer MREs? And I was like, YouTube. YouTube has everything. And I went to YouTube, and they didn't have everything. There really wasn't a lot of information on MREs. There's a few reviews here and there. And so I decided, for somebody like me who was looking for information about MREs, not really about like adventures and having fun and doing all kinds of cool things, but just like somebody who wants to know what an MRE is and what's in it and what you do with it and how you prepare it and then how you eat it, and I guess also the review of the food. I was like, why don't I just put up a video like what I'm looking for? And I did that, and I've kind of done that ever since. And it's not the most exciting videos in the world, but it's what I do, I guess. So let me see what.
I moved on to the kale.
No, kale's been eaten.
It's gone.
Kale is being eaten in our apartment. Anyway, spaghetti MRE typical 8-ounce pouch is only 260 calories, so it's about half the calories. Although I don't know how many ounces a serving would be of this. 10 grams of fat, 560 milligrams of sodium, and 19 grams of protein. How much sodium was in that in the serving?
Sodium? Oh dear lord. 57% of your daily intake.
But how many milligrams?
1,370.
Whoa. In a serving? How did I not see that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I just saw the 57%. All right, so it's this is like very nutritionally dense. I mean, thanks so much, Smokey, for bringing that up, because I really wouldn't have thought of this. But it's almost twice the amount of calories, twice everything, fat, sodium, and a similar amount of protein. But that's really interesting that it would be that much higher. But one of the questions I had was how well these would last over time. We've seen so many MREs open that are well beyond the 3 to 5 year threshold that they're designed to last for. And we know that they can last 20, 30 years if stored properly. And I know these have been stored pretty well, but I really didn't know a 5-year-old UGR tray, how that would be. And it's been a half an hour since we started eating it, and I feel just fine. I mean, there's no warning signs in this. It passes the smell. What was it? The smell, the look, smell, and taste. It's all fine. There's no aftertaste. No tingling. It's just really good. So what should we do next? Do we want to do anything else? Do we want to try any of these beverages, or should we should we call it a night? Does everybody want to hang for a while, or
Let's
Is
try
everybody-
Bevy. Let's try a beverage.
Wait, go up, go up.
Yeah.
Girls, did you get enough for dinner?
well, Kevin Moore said I think Customs shut down Kiwi Do, but I don't. Yeah, I think he stopped before. It was definitely before all this custom stuff really started. But to be honest, I'm really not sure. Last time I talked to him was a while ago. I was emailing, not actually talking, and he was fine. He was good. Basically, life happened, and his family and his job took precedence over reviews. And I can attest, once you stop making videos, it can be really hard to get started again.
Let's do Bevy.
About 3 years ago, I
Yeah.
I had a little medical thing happen, and I just kind of, without planning on it, just stopped. And next thing I knew, 3 months had gone by, and I hadn't done a video. And it was, I'm glad I did get back into it, because I got back in and I pumped out a lot of videos over the last few years, and now I'm in kind of one of those holding patterns where I haven't been putting out a lot. So it's also it's great to get this opportunity to do the live stream and kind of see everybody, check in with everybody.
We
Let's see.
should
Oh, we still got to check out the cake too. I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
Yum. What?
Oh, that was so good, the cookies.
Oh, this is Magnum. Magnum, have you been here for a while, or did you just show up? I really
Yeah,
haven't
he's
been.
been there.
No, not Magnus.
Oh, I see.
Not Magnus, Magnum. Let's see.
He's
I just want
small.
to see if he's Or Blind Fox is here. Blind Fox is from, I believe, Africa, South Africa, I think. What time is it over there? Multi-Magnum. He's Multi-Magnum saying hi to everybody.
Do you need water? What do you need?
Yeah, we will need water. Oh, you know what? I have something new. If anybody wants to say anything, they can, but I'm just going to run off camera for a second. I'll be right back.
Can I have water to slash? Oh, then I should use this water because you don't want
Alright. So, do you feel like you need more dinner at this point, Elder?
I have no clue.
Yeah,
you want No?
some real food, Beast?
You want some real food? Do you want some kale? What? What's wrong with kale? You love kale. Don't pretend you hate it.
Here's a chance for me to introduce something new to the channel that I'm hoping that I'll get a chance to use if I get back into videos. Some of the international rations, like 24-hour rations that have, like the ORPs that have those really large beverage, well, the powder isn't so big, but it makes like 500 milliliters. Actually, that's not a lot, is it? But the ones that make a lot, I actually picked this up at a Goodwill store a few months back. Obviously, it's a beaker and made for like scientific stuff, but I think this would be great for videos too. And
You get a beaker.
I really don't need it for this because this only makes 250 mils, which will be way down here. But heck with it, I'm going to use it anyway.
I gave you water right there.
Oh, okay. All right. The only thing is, ration beverages tend to mix better when the water isn't that cold. And there's something floating around in here. Is that a bug? Let's see what
Is
that
that
is.
a bug?
Ew.
I don't even know what that is. But
Oh, ew. Gross.
I didn't see anything in there when I took it out. But
It's a beaker bug.
this is regular water.
All right. The finest tap water
Mom.
coming on board.
Mom,
I'll take a protein out
This
anyway.
is-
Right, exactly. Like, why not?
Bugs do have protein.
Yeah, I agree. We could have
Some
eaten the
people have like
bugs.
those lollipops
All right.
that have like
Bugs are protein, right?
like
Bugs are
insects.
protein.
Protein.
Yeah. that's what I
Protein's
said.
good.
Let's see.
I didn't know.
This is not clean, but
I think she needs to start the personal bubble thing. 'Cause Okay, enough.
All right. If anybody is hunkering down with children and have advice for Mr. G and Mrs. G, let us know because we'll gladly take all advice.
Do you want to watch TV?
Oh, do you want to pull the vodka out of the freezer?
Oh, the vodka? Yes, I'll gladly go to that.
I mean, what the hell, you know? What the dealio?
Silt.
So this is the fruit punch from the Canadian IRP. And maybe we will do the tropical punch too, just to try that.
Oh, that looks cool.
I was gonna say it smells cool too, but it doesn't.
Sell the vodka.
You can. It doesn't. You know what? I should have made a higher concentration.
Great color. That
know.
is just
It
fabulous.
looks like the
Regular fruit punch.
not regular.
Okay,
it's a
it,
From
it smells
whatever
better
it's-
now that it's mixed up. It definitely smells like fruit punch. It smells like
Smells
like a
like your
Kool-Aid.
classic
Yeah.
Kool-Aid fruit
It
punch.
looks like blood.
Well,
It looks like blood, but
And you're all about the blood tonight, aren't you, baby?
it doesn't though, actually.
Yeah, blood's darker than that.
And also it's blue. Well, it depends on where it comes
let's
from
see.
on the body.
Let's
If
get a
it's
couple of-
closer to the
Well, that,
Yeah,
of course
Well-
I'm talking about from the...
she's thinking about the blood that's coming from her teeth right now. She has the blood.
No, 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 no.
Does everybody want to try this? I didn't even think of that. Everybody.
Yes, I want to try it. Depending on how you zhuzh it up. Are you gonna zhuzh it?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try it first, and then it's
All right.
I want to show her.
I'm doing this off camera. Aren't
yeah.
Yeah.
Dad.
Let's get this show on the road here.
I? There's some camaraderie here.
Okay.
So this makes about, what is it, between like 8 and 9 ounces. So we're gonna get like a few ounces each, but we can have other stuff too. So that's fine.
Where's me and
That one
All right.
less. Oh, never
You're
mind.
crazy. Oops.
Mom
All
wants
right,
more.
cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Beast.
All right.
Let's do it in the
I just gotta have a little taste because I want to try it as a mixed drink. I think that might be something I've been thinking about doing that, like doing a mixed drinks with MRE
Hold on to
beverages
your own. Here's
video, but I never got around to it. But it might not be a bad point to say if like a standard US MRE, it's usually 12 ounces of water, which I have here. But for mixing it, I would say maybe make it 8 or 9 ounces, and then that way it would be higher concentrated for when you add something to it. Like for instance, thanks, lady. Just a touch. I don't want to really change the taste if possible. Yeah, that's good. It's almost like it cancels out the taste, which actually in a way is good because it's not very strong. I only put a little bit in, but this one's gonna be a little bit stronger. Did you want to try some spike now?
Yes, please. Go on. Yes.
Oh, I gotta go.
Pass me the.
No, you can definitely taste the vodka. I'll let you
Okay, let's
see if
try
you want to use
this.
a heavy hand or not.
What do you mean heavy hand? Did you already put the stuff in?
Oh, I did. No. Not yours, just mine.
what?
Oh, yeah, you didn't try it, yeah.
It's like Bartles and James.
That-
Nice.
No, that was yours.
That I know.
There's nothing in it. It's all, it's psychological. Oh yeah, that thing is loaded up, baby.
Oh my god.
I think you've had enough.
I haven't even started.
I know.
Lies.
Fordman saying about getting winded after 20 yards. Is that about? You're not sick, are you,
Yummy.
Fordman?
Yummy, yummy, yummy. That's very good. I like that.
I'm gonna try it.
My dear, you will not be able to try this for a very long time.
Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm okay with not
Oh,
trying.
has the partner community
Yeah, I
reacted to this outbreak? I'm sure people have. One thing to mention is mrinfo.com. I went there today to use the date code calculator, and they actually have something on the homepage which is really cool. It's basically just basically this, and you click on it and you go to this page about hoarding and panic buying, and recommending not to do
What?
that, and recommendations about what people should have as far as like fresh foods, prepared foods that'll last a little while, and then really shelf-stable foods. And I thought it was a really good read. It makes a lot of sense, kind of basic stuff that people should know, but in these kind of times when people are sort of panicking, if somebody, I mean, I don't know who randomly would stumble on mreinfo.com, but it was some really good advice. And this is good. I don't really like real strong drinks. I'm more of a cheap beer drinker, but that's pretty good, right?
That's fantastic. And the kids have given up on our review.
All right, looks like the kids are gone. Now we can, because we already pulled out. We just should wait until they left, so we look a little bit like better parents and say like, oh, now that the kids are gone, we can bring out the stuff. And instead, we're like, hey kids, try some of this, which we didn't do. No,
They
of course we didn't do
grabbed 3 cookies to go to their fort.
that. Oh, the girls are back in their fort, which anybody who was here earlier saw, and I can understand that. That's something. If I was a kid, I would definitely like to be in that fort too myself.
D-Day.
But I think I may have a little more cookie. Because it's just really tasty. Oh, lie. All right, let me let's make it a little boring for you. Let me check in on the chats here. I'm sorry that I didn't. Apparently, I have to enable or set up super chats. But this is great. I just wanted people to be here, and I don't know what I'm really going to be able to offer doing my first time.
What's the thing?
But I just want to check in on the chats a little bit. Smokey says he's been wanting to try these cookies for a long time. It's. I hope you get a chance. I'd say it's worth the wait. I really haven't been disappointed with any of the cookies from the UGR
wait,
trays.
Show
I've
this
only tried a few, but
on the screen.
oh,
Okay. I don't know how the
I don't know how this is going to show up, but I think this is
how do
just
you
a cute little lap tray from G. Schultz's history, and we're using it now.
okay, good.
And anyway,
how
I just
do,
think it's very, very cool.
So yeah, I went to this. Yeah. This
Thank-
town near my little small town, Whitensville, had this place at Whiten Community Center, and I was in the school age program. And in 1980, I didn't make this. They actually gave us these little wooden trays here, but we put the Whiten Community Center school age program in 1980 on it, which kind of is dating me. And most of the kids there, they signed it. I guess I didn't because why
It
would
was
why
yours.
would I sign my own thing?
Yeah.
It would have made it priceless if I had. But
Did
no.
your girlfriend sign it?
You know what? I will tell a story.
Yes.
someone say I love you.
My nephew is right here. Where is that? Do you know where that is?
Glenn.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
I love you, Glenn.
Oh,
Some
right.
people said
Oh boy.
lots
Oh
of
no,
people
that's I like you. That was a boy.
Oh, never mind.
Which no, there's nothing wrong with that. But
I can't.
oh, this is kind of kid. I have always done nicknames, and this kid Ted or Teddy. I don't even remember what his last name was, but because his name was Ted, I called him Ted Kennedy, and so he actually wrote
One sec.
vote Ted Kennedy in the year 2000. That's funny actually. And this is in. Wait, what did he put? Oh, he's class of 84. I was like, why did he put 84 and it was 1980? All right, I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. I guess I have to like expose my real name.
I love you. That's kind of messy handwriting.
Well, she's a little kid.
No.
I mean, we were all little kids at the
There.
time. Glenn, I love you.
Some
Cindy.
people have really neat.
Cindy?
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
And
Cindy
actually,
Brady?
his her brother, Mike.
Aw.
Yeah, that's another nephew. So I have 2 of my nephews on here. Yeah, that's a funny little
Alright.
trip in history. So I still have that. My sister actually, one of my sisters had that in her house and was like, "Oh yeah, I have this. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." So now the girls use it. Oh, you know what? They actually missed out. I keep forgetting. We still have something to check out
Yeah, we
here.
do.
I'm like such a novice at this. I'm losing track of what I'm doing. But we do have to check out the apple spice breakfast cake. And unlike some of them, this does not come with a pouch of frosting. I would almost expect like a white frosting for this. I guess I'm kind of thinking of it more in terms of like a carrot cake rather than a spice cake. Let's see. I just have never understood how how they consider this handmade. Obviously, it's they're trying to be artisanal or whatever, and all that. But I believe it's a good brand, and I'm liking it. I'm not an expert on vodka, but. Oh, John is leaving. I see everybody saying goodnight. Oh, Magnum's off. I didn't really get to talk to Magnum. Peace, G, and friends once again. Wife stole the show, of course. LOL. We'll speak soon, amigo. We'll definitely do that, John. Sorry I didn't get to really chat here. Sorry I didn't get to chat with anybody. I mean, I really appreciate everyone being here, and I love the fact that everybody's chatting with each other. That's great. We're just kind of doing the filming thing, and I'm probably gonna watch this again later. We have all this time on our hands now. Something from Smokey. Yeah, basically been doing this shut-in thing for 4 years, ever since I got hurt on April. Yeah, he's a big story about that. I don't know how much he wants that to get out. I'm sure he's told a lot of people, but yeah, that is true. I never thought of that. That you've basically been stuck inside for the last 4 years. When I started doing videos, I could barely get out of bed. I've been bedridden for months. I'll tell you, it was great seeing that picture of you on the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know how hard it is for you to get around. I know you have that crutch, but you definitely got around when we were in New York. We went down to Times Square, and of all the places to go, we went to Walgreens. And we also, I wish I could pull up pictures on my phone. We also saw a DeLorean time machine that somebody had made. It was somebody's handmade. They made it themselves. It wasn't like screen accurate, but it was pretty cool. The guy kind of looked a little bit like Doc Brown, and he had it parked right in Times Square, and it wasn't like part of some promotional thing. It was this guy who had a DeLorean time machine, and he parked in Times Square and would let people like sit in it and take a picture for a couple bucks. But anyway, yeah, it was really cool seeing that picture of you on the Brooklyn Bridge. I see foreign MRE. Does that mean Art's here? Oh, foreign MRE. Hello, everyone. There's still people checking in. We're down to 66 people, but I think a lot of different people have come and gone.
You gonna open the next thing?
Yeah, I think.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Tito's.
my mother was watching. She lost the
Your
connection.
mother's watching?
Wow.
Aww. Okay, Tito's is totally packing a punch.
You didn't have too much of it.
It didn't matter.
It was after that sparkling wine. It's beer and wine.
I'm a mess.
I mean, liquor and beer, or whatever.
All right. Oh, it's almost bedtime.
Yeah, I think we'll probably call it a night pretty soon. I don't want to
All right,
keep
let's
everybody.
break
and
open
then the replay video won't be too long.
Oh
So
my
the apple spice
gosh.
breakfast cake.
That looks amazing.
There's a number of ingredients in that, as you would expect from an MRE type thing. And this yield 18 portions, cut 3 rows by 6 rows. 2 ounces is 1 piece. The other thing I probably did mention how many ounces. 210 calories per piece, per serving. 9 grams of fat. This is going to seem tame in comparison to that pasta. 30 milligrams of cholesterol at 10%. Only 8% of your sodium. So that's good, right?
Well,
Carbs,
it's a dessert.
10%.
That makes sense.
4% of fiber, 18 grams of sugar, and 2 grams of protein. And this one, as I said, this one's 2016, so this is about almost 4 years old. Not quite, but almost 4 years old.
All right, Rails Canada said, well, what if it was Screech? What the heck is Screech?
I think I missed something.
Okay.
Unless he's talking about Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's probably either that or an owl or something. I have no idea.
Okay. I like owls.
But let us. Ooh, I can smell it already.
Really?
Can you get a whiff of that coming out of there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That actually
Cinnamony.
smells quite good. And I'm thinking
Vanilla?
Mrs. gschultz9 might like this more now that she's had a little bit of a little bit of beverage. All right, it looks like cake. I mean, Oh, I think there's bits of apple in there. It looks kind of like it has those little depressions.
It's healthy?
It has bits of apple. I didn't say it's healthy. I think it looks like it has little apple pieces in there. And it's not moldy. That's a good sign. I have seen. Actually, I mentioned MRE Jap, and he doesn't do the videos anymore, but he still has his channel up, and he'll put up random videos of like military stuff in Japan and some airsoft stuff and train stuff. But every once in a while he'll do something MRE related, and he actually did. I felt bad for him. He did a UGR tray of some kind of cake, and he opened it up and it was all moldy. And it was like, bleh. And it's almost something I thought. I don't want to say I didn't think it was possible, but it was something I just wouldn't expect myself. But now when I open something like this now, I'm kind of afraid I'm going to see something like that. It still has some pasta on it, but it's dry, so I think it's all right. This smells really good. Mrs. gschultz9, I believe, agrees. So
Yes,
coming from me, that doesn't mean much because I don't want to say I don't have very high standards, but I do enjoy MREs. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why a lot of us are here, you know. And but it smells like apple cake, which is what it is. And let's check it out. Oh, see if I can get a bit of a more photogenic piece to show you.
Oh wow, that looks moist. Is it?
Is it? It's not overly like as far as just visually, and it's got a little bit of give to it. You want to do the first honors?
Okay.
This won't be as bad as potentially bad as the pasta.
All right. So
But, as
let's
she
see.
describes it, I will show it. You can definitely see there's some cinnamon in there. It's like marbled with cinnamon. I'm curious to hear if there are little chunks of apple.
Okay. So it's definitely cakey.
Makes sense.
I'm getting a certain flavor, and I'm not sure what it is. So let me keep.
Beef. My first thought is coffee cake. Actually, it's like the apple hit me after it tastes like coffee cake. It has this sort of like crumbly top.
Yeah.
That's yeah, it doesn't have frosting, but it does have a little top that's I guess you can kind of see it. It's sort of a little bit crunchy, crumbly, sort of like the top of a
Your brother-in-law said heated with ice cream,
Mhm.
vanilla ice cream. I can definitely
Oh.
see that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is good on its own though.
Yeah. I mean,
I could have thrown this in the hot water too and heated it up, but
you can heat this up too.
yeah,
Because
they're
it's
all
in a tray.
they're all in these trays that can be heated. I mean, stuff isn't necessary, but so it probably wouldn't have been a bad.
But do you
idea.
think people would? Like,
I don't know. The cases that they come in, they actually have heaters that are kind of like flameless ration heaters, but instead of having to like put the thing in and add water, everything you pull a string and it just kind of activates and heats the whole thing up. I've never seen one in action, but
we have them here.
oh no, I've never had one. No, I've never seen it in action. So, but this is really good. A little. I mean, I can't say it's complaining, but to maybe totally giving the impressions of it, it's a little bit dry. Would you say?
I definitely agree.
Not quite as moist as when you first saw it and were like, oh, it looks really moist. It's not particularly moist, but it's not bad.
Somebody said it looks like Nina baked it. Is that gooey?
That would be Maryland. Did they say Maryland would? It's definitely not like a gooey butter cake. Definitely not. Doesn't have that moisture, but no, it's good. It's what do I want to say about it? Not moist, but at the same time, it's not like screaming out like I need to drink something.
I agree. It's very sugary, so the sugar gives it like a dense consistency. That's kind of nice to taste. That would be good with coffee, which I'm not drinking at this hour because I don't need to stay awake. Definitely ice cream, definitely a drizzle of something. But if I'm out in the field and want something sweet, this would do the trick for sure.
Yeah, Rob, I agree. This could use some frosting, like some white frosting or icing. If I had some of that MRE Nation stuff handy, I probably would try it with that, and that would give it a little bit more. I would say give it a little more moistness, but I think that would be great if you could put a little bit of frosting on. And like I said, a lot of these do come with that. I have one in the closet. It's the last one I have actually, and it's red velvet cake, which our family isn't particularly crazy about red velvet. You know, I think it's a good flavor, but some people, at least two of us are not fans of it supposedly. But I was going to pull that out, but I'll say that for later. And that one did have, I think it had white frosting. I think that would go good with this one. But anyway, it's really tasty.
I think that's a winner. That'd be good for breakfast tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's good for dessert now. Dessert from the dessert, and I think it'd be good for breakfast. Sorry that the little ones aren't here to try it out, but I think it's safe to say that they would like it too.
Yeah, they're back to their fort.
We said 7:30, 8:30. It's about an hour and a half. It's a good time to call it a night. I would like to just hang out and chat for a while, but then the video gets kind of boring. I just was eating kind of dry cake. I'll have to finish your drink. So anyway, and now I'm starting to get made fun of. So let's. I think we'll call it a night. But thank you everybody for joining. Like I said, this is the first gschultz9 live stream. I don't know if this will become a regular thing. I'm not planning on it at the moment, but I think it went pretty good. I hope it was watchable. Jesse Michaels is a great stream, G. I know Jesse's done streams, so I'm really glad to hear that. A great first stream from Chris.
Thank you guys.
And Smitty sounds like Smitty has to leave anyway, so this might be a good time. Gonna make the kids some food. I would say the same thing, but we kind of sort of took care of that. we did,
No, we're
we did
gonna have
video.
to be the kids. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Oh my
we'll have to give him
god.
some kale, I guess. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, this was pretty fun. I don't know in the future. I mean, if I was to do more, I don't know if it would just be me doing like more like a smoky style kind of thing. I mean, Old Smoky to me is the standard for live streams, and I think that's kind of what happens. You sort of you find something that interests you, and you sort of adopt whatever they're doing. And you know, when people first started showing up, I kind of had a certain style, and people sort of did kind of the same thing that I was doing. And then, of course, Steve showed up, and all of a sudden, everybody was Steve. Everybody was Steve 1989. It was like Joe Blow 1983, you know, Jack 1992, and they were basically just trying to do exactly the same as Steve because he was doing the best thing. But yeah, so as far as live streams go, I think of Old Smoky because he's the one that's had regular ones for a couple of years now, and he really knows what he's doing with that, which is great because I don't necessarily know what I'm doing with technology, but doing the best I can. And I hope to be back soon with more videos. I do have a couple, as I said, that are filmed, just need to be edited. You know, hopefully get them up. Any last words from Mrs. gschultz9?
I think, you know, look, this time is about family and being together and, yeah, and family, however you define it. So it's family on the MRE community, it's family within your four walls. I think, you know, it's up to us to define it however we will, but I think the most important thing is for us to come together and be together and celebrate what's in front of us. What's in our closets happens to be MREs, so we're celebrating that. But we're just happy to communicate with everybody and know that you guys are out there and we love you guys and yeah, so I'm happy we did it tonight and look forward to many more. I mean, I think the efficiency aspect of like the live stream is great, and whatever you get is what you get, but it's raw footage and it's our family kind of uncut, but you know, it's a good thing. So we're really honored to be with you guys tonight and hope you all sleep well. I think I may have to take some Tums. What do you think about that?
I don't know. You didn't have a lot.
Really? I had like 3 tablespoons.
You feel like you need it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I think it's psychological. I think because you know you eat
Really?
MRE type food.
You're saying I'm in my head
You had
about this
you had a
MRE
couple
stuff.
spoonfuls, and then you had a whole bunch of kale. You know, I mean, I think you're doing better than the rest of us. Yeah, I don't know if you saw how much I ate, but I'm planning on actually having a little more after.
You are not.
Why not? It's
Oh
dinner.
my god.
Anyway, yeah, I've been trying to like look at the chat some more. I do feel bad about it. I mean, I don't think there's any way to do it. I mean, I know Smokey sometimes even gets he gets lost. You know, like, he'll be busy doing the review, and then he'll have to go and check the chat, and that can make for a boring video if you just like this
Crickets.
silence as you're reading the chats and just reading them off. But I do want to try and keep up, and I thank everybody for showing up. I did want to mention that. Let's see. Where was it now? Chris said had mentioned about MRE Nation. I don't know what they have, and he said I don't think MRE Nation even has cardboard left. I wouldn't be at all surprised, but I'm gonna go back through this and I'm gonna read everything because this has been really cool. Like I said, sorry I didn't have the super chat set up, but I'm kind of, in a way, I'm kind of glad because I just wanted people to be here and I wanted to, say hi to everybody. I appreciate everybody, tuning in. And I know I ended up mentioning this on my personal Facebook page. So there's some friends and family here too, which is kind of neat. It's the Ration Review community and some family and friends. I really appreciate everybody being here. I hope it wasn't a waste of an hour and a half of your Friday night. But what are you going to do on a Friday night these days? This is kind of like giving us something to do and coming together as a community. So I think that's really, really pretty cool. And you don't really see a lot of UGR trays, so it was kind of neat being able to share some of those too. And that was really tasty. So I guess we will call it a night. What? You didn't think it was tasty?
It was tasty, but your belching is hilarious.
Yeah, it's live.
It's alive.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And we'll
Love you
hope we'll see you
guys.
soon.
Be well.
We'll catch you on the
Love
comments.
you.
I don't even know how to make this stop. Oh man, it had a thing on here that said stop, and now it actually doesn't. This would be kind of funny as I try to figure out how to get this thing to stop.
All right, what the world
Okay,
needs
here we
now,
go.
babies.
All right, there's
Love, love,
click here if
love.
you want to stop streaming. Good night, everybody.